Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today I want to ask the question, did Luke Skywalker have another master after Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi? Now, if you look at the stories of Luke, so based on the new canon that's come out, Luke spent a great deal of time looking for a master. If we look at Journey to the Last Jedi, The Legends of Luke Skywalker, it goes through a lot of these ideas that are legends, that are stories that have kind of created around the myth that is Luke Skywalker. These are people in the galaxy telling different stories about him, about who he is, about how he became certain things. And in that story, or in that book, you find Luke searching the galaxy for knowledge. But the real question is, how far did he really have to go to find someone who knew about the Jedi, who could teach him the ways of the Jedi? And the answer is not very far. If you look at the Rebels canon, or if you look at Star Wars canon right now, as it is set up, you have Luke Skywalker being very closely connected to Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano was the original fulcrum, as we know from the Ahsoka Tano novel. She worked directly with Bail Organa, who also had his own spy in Leia. And so it's not unreasonable to think that Ahsoka knew of and probably wanted to help another fellow Force user. Definitely after the events of the Death Star 1 and 2, she probably would have reached out to him. And for those of you who are like, no, there's no way that Ahsoka even knew of Luke. I mean, if you look at the original cast, they've done a lot of building back and forth between the Rebels from Star Wars Rebels, the Phoenix Squad, to the original cast. In one of the cartoons that they introduced, I believe 2 years ago, you have a bet back and forth between Hera of the Phoenix Squad and Han about whose ship is faster. Right, so they knew each other. They worked with each other. Also, if you look at the Rebels cartoons, there's moments where Leia works directly with the Rebels faction. And it's very, very likely that these two groups interacted. And Ahsoka was a major part, at least for a time, of the Phoenix Squadron. It is likely that Ahsoka, knowing that Luke Skywalker was the son of Anakin Skywalker, or figuring that out pretty quickly, would want to help the son of her former master. If that's the case, wouldn't she? I mean, she loved Anakin. Wouldn't she want to help his son bring him down? Wouldn't she want to help his son find his way in the path of the Force? I think it's very likely. Now, one last little clip is, we get little teasers from time to time from people like Dave Filoni. What is his latest Christmas image actually telling us? So here's the image. She's carrying the white staff. This is the same staff she carried when she was in Rebels, right? This is the last season of Rebels. The last time we see Ahsoka is carrying this staff, right? But if you look at her progression from baby to Padawan to Snips, to light side Ahsoka, to this image here, you see her lekku growing. Now, the lekku are the things on the side of her face that kind of hang down the hair for her species, I guess. As she grows, as she ages, those get longer. This indicates here that it's likely that Ahsoka has lived to a ripe old age. That could mean a couple of things. One, she would definitely be around to train Luke Skywalker and potentially the other class of Jedi. It's not likely that Luke started a Jedi Academy all by himself. It is likely that he found other Force users. It is likely that he found other people, other Jedi who survived Order 66, characters who would be recognized by name that Luke could have found and helped reestablish this order. The last thing that makes me think that she could not only have been Luke Skywalker's teacher, but that she might make an appearance in Star Wars Episode 9 is that Disney has kind of seen that they need to make an adjustment. They know they need to make an adjustment. Episode 8 divided the fandom. And it's speculated that Episode 9 is meant to reunite the fandom in a way that does service to kind of everyone, right? And so what does that mean? You've got to please the people who like the new way that it's going, right? So what does that mean? Bring in a strong female character. Bring in someone who's smart, sassy, strong, and powerful in the Force. Who better to bring in than Ahsoka Tano, right? She could unite the Force. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's the way that they'll actually take it. But based on what they've been doing, based on what they need to do to reunite the fan base, I really think that that's a strong possibility. Could we see Ahsoka Tano in episode 9? I think yes. Could Ahsoka Tano have tutored, have mentored, have trained Luke Skywalker? Again, I think the answer is yes. Like, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the section below. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. And as always, my friends, stay nerdy.